In life, man, in life, you see things that you just hope is not true. Um, Especially when it's something that, you know, it's a part of your childhood, your teenage years, the whole nine. In my case, when it comes to this whole Neptunes situation, the lawsuits and everything, I hate to see this because Pharrell and Chad, these are two people, two individuals who I pretty much idolize when it comes to production, when it comes to making music. Like I started making beats at the age of 15. We talking about 26 years ago. And Timbaland, Neptunes, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Kanye, but more so Timbaland and the Neptunes at this time, because these were two or three people, both from VA, from Virginia, but they just had just a unique sound. This is back at the time when nobody sounded like nobody. Everybody had their own creativity. Everybody had their own sound. The whole nine. But the Neptunes in particular, Neptunes was special because Neptunes didn't sound like nobody. Nobody. We talking like from really before then, the 90s, but when they really took off, the early 2000s, from like 2000 to 2005, these guys pretty much owned radio. Like their sound, honestly, was responsible for maybe 43 to 45% of radio, which is a lot. And not to mention, they can do it all. These are two individuals who can touch on any genre: rock and roll, pop, R&B, hip hop, some country, some techno. Like, they can touch it all. From producing from No Doubt to Daft Punk to Britney Spears to Jay-Z, Nori. I mean, the list pretty much goes on. Justin Timberlake. Like, I mean, these guys, they were the soundtrack to my teenage years. When I was in high school, going to Mumford High School, like, I remember just hearing clips. How can I miss the clips? But I remember hearing a new song that they produced and just had my attention. Period. Like, even you think about grinding, you think about the drums that they chose. Anybody who knows Neptunes, anybody who studies production, music production, you would know that the Neptunes, they were notorious for using the Korg Triton keyboard. That's where the grinding drums came from. You talking about producers who took that song, a song about, selling a certain substance. Everybody, like, when that song dropped, everybody in high school, in the lunchroom, everybody was beating on the table. I was the one beating on the table. When they wanted to have a cipher, that was the beat that you did. But them same drums that they used for that narcotic song, they turned around and used the same drums for a little girl group. I'm not gonna say a little girl, but for a girl group called 702 for a song called I Still Love You. You talking about something that's just innovative. Then I think about when Justin Timberlake when he announced that he was going to embark on his solo project. And like myself, I will always go to like mtv.com to like for new music news. If I wanted to know anything about music news, like I have my favorite sites. mtv.com was one of them. And I remember going on there saying that Justin Timberlake was about to embark on a solo project. And they named a few producers. And two in particular was Timbaland and the Neptunes. Now Timbaland, I knew what to expect. Because at the time they said Justin had asked Timbaland to give him a sound like Genuine and Aaliyah and Missy. With the Neptunes, I thought I knew what to expect until it came out. You talking about live drums, it's live instrumentation. They used live shakers, the whole nine, like they just flipped it, but it still sounded like the Neptunes, just live. Kind of had like maybe like a nerd feel in a sense, but different because they took elements from the 80s and Michael Jackson and Off the Wall. Like this was Justin Timberlake's Off the Wall. Like some of the standout songs I like, of course, Senorita, Like I Love You, Last Night, like the bridge on Last Night is Chef's Kiss. Let's Take a Ride. Nothing Else. Like Nothing Else, you can tell like when they made Nothing Else, they had to be listening to Off the Wall. They had to be listening to I Can't Help It. Had to be. That is Stevie. But these individuals who clearly studied music, who had the musicianship chops to back it, and they made something special. And with all that being said, is why it saddens me to know that these two guys that made some of this timeless, amazing music is not even getting along. Not even on speaking terms. And they suing. Well, at least one is suing the other. Claiming that he ain't getting paid. We're going to read this, man. We're going to go into this and then we're going to talk about it. So, it says, the Neptunes' Chad Hugo sues Pharrell Williams over unpaid royalties. After claiming that Williams tried to gain sole control of Neptune's name in previous lawsuit, Hugo now says production partner owes him $1 million for NERD's No One Ever Really Dies. That was the album that came out, I believe that was in 2018, I believe. It goes on to say lawyers for Hugo filed the lawsuit Friday against Williams, alleging that there has been a systematic denial of Hugo's royalties and rights as a partner in the Neptunes and NERD, specifically when it comes to the duo's 2017 album, No One Ever Really Dies. Williams engaged in self-dealing, concealed material information, and diverted revenues owed to plaintiff. Hugo's attorney Brent J. Lehman wrote in the lawsuit, such willful, fraudulent, and malicious conduct warrants the imposition of punitive damages. This isn't the first time Hugo has sued his now former friend and production partner. In 2024, Hugo filed a lawsuit alleging that Williams had fraudulently tried to gain sole control of the trademarks tied to their production and songwriting work as the Neptunes, including registering 3 separate trademarks for the Neptunes without involving Hugo, an alleged violation of the duo's long-standing agreement to share everything equally. Well, sad to say, man. Sad to see, sad to hear, sad to say. And what's crazy is the 2017 album. Let me get some water. The 2017 album that came out from NERD didn't sound like your average NERD album. It sounded more like, or leaned more into Pharrell's current production with the type of 808s he's using. Like it didn't because Nerd always had that live instrumentation feel. Like if nothing else they did sounding like that, Nerd album is gonna sound like at least it's gonna have that the live instrumentation vibe. But that one didn't. Not to say that it wasn't a good album. It's just, it wasn't what I was used to from an NERD album. And my favorite NERD album is Fly or Die. Fly or Die, that's my favorite. It could be, one could argue that In Search Of is the best one, but for me, it's Fly or Die, honestly. And I love In Search Of, but I would have to say Fly or Die is my favorite one. But like I said, it's just sad to see that this is the case, man. I hope these guys can work it out. Really do. Like, you talk about a friendship that started in junior high school for them, like at 13, 12, 13, 14. So that's a long time. And then what makes it even worse for me, I hate when they don't acknowledge Chad's contributions. It's almost like let them tell it. Pharrell did all that music by himself, at least in the beginning. Now, maybe he's doing it by himself now, but in the beginning, you can hear the difference. Chad is a true musician. You can hear it. The chord changes, the bridges. Like I said, listen to Last Night. Listen to, if you guys have never heard, I'm sure you guys have, but if you haven't, listen to Justin Timberlake's Justifier album. To me, his best album. Listen to Last Night. Listen to that bridge. Listen to Let's Take a Ride. And then what make it even crazier is these songs, for the most part, was written for Michael Jackson. Mike just said, you know what? Well, the story goes, Mike wanted that Super Thug Nori sound. So when the Neptunes presented the tracks for Justified for Michael's project that he was working on, it was turned down. Michael's team said, nah, we don't want this. We want Nori. We want this. We want that Super Thug. I think Mike would have killed that. But Justin still did his thing, man. To me, that's Justin's best work. I do like Future Sex Love Sounds, but Justified to me was just a little different. Just a little different. To this day, like, I still study. Yeah, so anyways, I hate that they're going through this, but things happen. Hopefully they can make amends and talk it out, work it out. And maybe we can get some more music. Maybe we can get another NERD album. We'll see, but it's not looking good. But I mean, let me know, y'all, what y'all think about this. Do y'all feel like Pharrell is in the wrong? I can't speak on it because I don't know what's going on. This can all be a huge misunderstanding. But I just hope whatever it is, they can work it out. That's all I'm saying. So we can get some new music. And maybe that's selfishly to say, but it is what it is. But again, man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Hit me up. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all soon. Peace.